What's up, guys? Another Monday here at the Tivoli Tap House. Thanks for watching another episode of the Coach's Corner. I'm Celeste, Zubia, and we are not matching today. We could have. I told Juan, do you want one of these shirts? And he's like, no, we don't have to match today. So this is my amazing co-host, Juan.
Okay,
everybody
Celeste,
that doesn't want to match.
Not everybody needs to know that, but what they do need to know is that we're going to be having softball head coach Annie Van Wetzina, and she's going to be talking to us about how the fall season went for her softball team. We also have men's soccer head coach Jeremy Tittle, and he's going to be talking to us about the pair of victories that they had here at home this past weekend in the RMAC. And then we're also going to be having the one and only DB, Danny Bautista, a personal friend of mine, and he's going to be talking to us about his first ever collegiate goal that he scored yesterday against CSU Pueblo.
So not only does Juan not want to match anymore, but he's replacing me with besties, so that's cool. I'm not bitter or anything. But before we get to our amazing guest today, let me catch you guys up on everything that happened this past weekend in Roadrunner sports. We'll start with the volleyball squad, and Juan, I don't think anyone can stop them right now, knock on wood.
Yeah, they're pretty hot right now.
Yeah, 9 straight wins after defeating New Mexico Highlands on Friday and CSU Pueblo on Saturday. Both were sweeps, and Santasia Sturgis was great in both matches as she is making her claim for RMAC Player of the Year. The Roadrunners are now 9-1 in conference play with 3 games coming up this week.
And the men's soccer team, they are on a roll as first they defeated UC Colorado Springs 2-0 at home and on Friday, and then Coach Tittle and his squad netted 3 goals in their shutout win over CSU Pueblo on Sunday. Teo Jukic scored 2 minutes into Sunday's matchup for his first goal of the season. Then he put an assist on Danny Bautista's goal later on in the game. A Fort Bliss loss now puts MSU Denver in the 3rd spot for the RMAC standings with 2 weeks left to go in the regular season.
Now for the women's soccer team, and they took care of business in their lone game on the weekend, shutting out Black Hills State 2-0 at the Regency Athletic Complex. Raina Banks got the scoring started, netting her 5th goal on the season. Then it was freshman Delaney Evans who found the back of the net in the second half to record her first collegiate goal. Coach Tracy Chow's squad is sitting in the 4th spot of the RMAC standings with 18 points, and they are 6-3 in the conference. So now, guys, we welcome in head coach Annie Van Wetzina to the show. How are you doing today, Coach?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So the first question is a non-softball question, and it comes from our very own Eric Lansing, and he just wants to know how that fantasy football team is going, and if there's any owners out there you want to call out that aren't having a very good season so far.
Well, it's going well, and it's going right how I predicted and expected. First place right now.
Okay.
So, are there some people you can call out? You know, maybe our head athletic trainer, Steph Bagley, could be representing sports performance a little bit better, and not to call out the boss too much, but Dr. Grant. Dr. Grant and Steph kind of bringing up the bottom.
So you got to help them out next week.
I don't share secrets. Everything's a competition.
All right, so let's get into that softball talk. We know that during the spring you played the RMAC season. So what does the fall season consist of?
Well, we just wrapped it up, and it's about a month-long season, and it's a really good opportunity for us to get the new team together. All the returners plus newcomers come in, and we kind of just jump right into things. We played 5 scrimmages against other colleges this fall. We played against CSU and UNC, so that was good competition for us, pushes us and kind of see where we're at. And then we play a lot of inter-squad as well. We just finished up last week. We have our own little Roadrunner World Series, split the team up into 2 teams and have a best-of-3 World Series. So it was fun. Really like the new team and what we're seeing.
Awesome. So there's quite a few new faces on your team. So once they're all transitioned and ready for fall season, what are some things you tell them to get them acclimated to Roadrunner softball?
We really try to focus on getting them first caught up kind of the pace we work at, and I feel like we have high expectations, and if you want to be a team kind of that's there at the end and doing some really good things, it's about how you do stuff. So we talk a lot about coming with a purpose every day and getting the most out of each day, and sometimes we don't feel the best, but give us the best of what you got. So that's the biggest thing that we've been talking about is in terms of getting everybody on the same page, is not necessarily worrying about about the output, but let's worry about what we're putting into each day.
All right, so you mentioned that you guys faced off against a couple of D1 schools, CSU and UNC, but you guys also played some RMAC schools in the scrimmages. So what do you look for during those scrimmages? Are you scouting the other teams, or do the rosters look differently during the spring?
We don't play, this year we actually didn't play any other RMAC schools, but we did play some local junior colleges. Okay. So we played Western Nebraska Community College, Coley College out of Kansas, and then also Trinidad State Junior College. And so, like I said, in these scrimmages we put everybody kind of in and out. We have different kind of waves and, during the game. And really we just try to put them out there, and our message is go out there and compete, show us what you can do, get used to what and we really wanted to see like implementing the stuff that we're preaching in practice. Not only how they're doing stuff, but also like our base running and our aggressiveness, that sort of thing.
And what did you like about the junior colleges, and are you looking for certain players from the junior colleges as well?
We can use it as a recruiting tool, for sure. In fact, this year we have a number of transfers. It's a kind of a unique year for us, and we have one player, Kylie Burnside. She is from Colby. We have Olivia Munoz. She is from Trinidad State Junior College. And then we have Jasmine Wessel and Celine Witt. They're both from Western Nebraska Community College. So yeah, it's an opportunity for us to see those players too for potential recruits. Yeah.
So can you give us a name of a player or two that has, shown maybe some potential or kind of just like stepped out of their box during the fall season?
We've had a lot because like you said, we have 10 new players. Mm-hmm. So we have 10 new players, 9 returners, 19 on the team, and we've had a lot of people. We have some returners who are kind of growing and showing us good things. Ashley Kim, she's a junior now. She's had a lot of playing experience for us, but we're trying her at some new positions, third base and catcher, and we've seen a lot of growth from her. She's just more confident, more relaxed, and she had a tendency in the past to kind of really press and push, and she just looks like she has more fun. Darby McGee, she saw a lot of action for us pitching last year, and she just seems more confident and comfortable now, and she definitely got stronger over the summer, so we're expecting good things from her. But mostly really excited about our 4 seniors and the leadership they're providing. They're our captains also this year. Harley Hoosier, Annika Anderson, Serena Espinoza, and Kristen Peters. And they're doing a great job of leading the team and kind of showing not just new people, but also returners, this is how we want it to get things done and how to improve on last year.
All right, so from the last time you see your team in the fall to the first time you see them in the spring, what do you tell your team to keep them mentally prepared, to keep them physically ready? Because we know Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas, New Year's, all the holidays are coming up. So
that's when we eat the best food.
I know, right?
That's when we gain the most weight.
I know. So we work out a lot so we can eat. Softball players, we do like to eat food, that's for sure. We kind of play, eat. We have snacks on the dugout.
Yeah.
But we're starting a new phase this week of our off-season training. So they're really focusing on the physical now. We'll be doing more conditioning in the weight room. We'll pick up 3 days a week, the intensity in there. So this is where we really talk to them like this is the physical grind, but this will help you get through the spring. We're getting your bodies physically ready, not just stronger, quicker, better that way, but we really believe that the off-season training, the physical stuff, helps prevent injuries too. So to get through the season can be kind of a grind, it can be tough, and so doing all this work now helps them in the spring.
Yeah, I can totally relate to you when you say softball play. When I was playing competitive, I'd just be like, all right, give me like
another hot dog, please.
Yeah, please, and then okay, go for the next inning. Yeah. So we saw your entire team at the Citizens Race in Washington. How did you think your team did with that, or do you think like some of them even want to go run cross country now? Do you think Trent Mack's gonna be like, oh, I'm recruiting some of them?
I do not think any of them want to run cross country after that. Softball players, they're sprinters. We're like 60 feet, stop, have a snack. Yeah. So it was different. I was actually really, really proud of them because I don't think any of them had done anything like that.
Yeah.
Like go and jog, especially in a race.
Yeah.
In that sort of situation. They're not joggers, like I said, but I thought they did a great job and they represented us really well. And we were just happy to kind of be a part of it. We wanted wanted to be a part of Cross Country's day, and so I was really proud of how they represented us.
All right, so a few weeks ago we saw the 2010 softball team going to the Hall of Fame here for MSU Denver. So, and they also reached the World Series that year. So you were at Colorado Mines when they reached that World Series. What do you remember about coaching against them?
I remember we were one of their 2 losses in conference that year.
That's got to be something, right?
That's right. No, but they were very, very good. I remember they're super dangerous offensively, just power up and down the lineup, really athletic, physical team. And then they had the pitcher. She was able to transfer in and from UNLV, and so that was kind of a difference maker. They were always going to be really good and be doing great things because of their offense, and they were able to get Christy Robinson to kind of, I think, get help teeter them over the edge a little bit. And then they were just tough. You know, it's hard in our league to put together a record like that. When you go on the 4 games in a weekend, a lot of times against the same team, just keep that motivation, that drive, and that focus is tough. So what they did was really impressive.
All right, Coach. Well, that's all we have for you today.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck this upcoming season. All right, guys. Well, don't go anywhere because next we have head coach Jeremy Tittle from our men's soccer team.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Hi, my name is Yannick Schad. I'm a center mid at MSU Denver.
Yannick Schad for MSU Denver. They're doing a great job holding off Samuel Jackson.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
I'm Justin Gleiber, senior defender at MSU Denver.
As they'll try and get a through ball, but Gleiber does well to knock it out of play.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Hey guys, we're back, but before we get to head coach Jeremy Tittle, I want to remind you guys that if you want to book your holiday party, your end of the semester party here, you can, and the Tivoli Brewery will give you 30% off your entire purchase. So if you guys are interested, go to tivolibrewingco.com for more information. And now we welcome in head coach Jeremy Tittle. How you doing today, coach?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So before we get into your games from this past weekend, we kind of want to talk to you about Martin Richardson. He was inducted into the 2017 Hall of Fame, so we know you're really good friends with him, so kind of talk to us about him and what he means on and off the soccer field.
No, Martin's great. He's a big fan. I've known Martin since he's one of the first people I met when I moved to Colorado, and well before I started working here. And so proud to have him inducted to the Hall of Fame. And I'm hoping more and more of our alumni catch wind of this, because I'm not sure everybody has yet. But we plan on sending something out from the soccer office this week on that, and continue to celebrate that further. And he sent me a text today, asking about what it looks like for the rest of the season, and he, gave some compliments about saying, hey, I think you've got a team that can make the national tournament, so keep going.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right, so now that we're talking about soccer, let's talk about that game on Friday. You guys won 2-0 against a very complicated UC Colorado spring squad. So give us your thoughts on that match. It was very physical, and it was very hard fought, but you guys got the victory.
Yeah, it was. It was physical and hard fought. I think all of the games probably remain for the rest of the season are going to be like that, because everybody knows how tight the conference is. I think between, was it 2nd and 7th or something, it's 2 or 3 points, and so many games could swing in every direction at this point at the finish of the season. So yeah, it was hard fought. We played well enough to win. I felt like we were deserving of the win. We were good value for the game, even though there was plenty of things that we felt like we'd like to do this a little bit more or this a little bit better. But at this point of the season, we just keep saying it's the business end of the season. Keep getting points. That's what matters.
Yeah, and you guys definitely played good on both ends of the ball, on the defense and on the offense. So congrats on that win.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
It's being able to score goals and get shutouts.
Yeah.
That's a compliment in the game. You can do it on both ends.
So far this season has been a lot of Dylan Wood and Niels Renenberg scoring a majority of your guys' goals. So is there some sense of urgency to kind of get some other players to score for you guys and to kind of maybe step up, or are you just like content, just sit back, watch them all, do what they do best?
I don't know that it's an either or on those choices you gave me. I think one of our guys said we have a goal each season that 11 different guys would contribute to scoring, and oftentimes it comes down to like the final 2 games, and I think we've already eclipsed that mark with 4 or 5 games left to play is when that happens. So we've had players like Teo come in this weekend, a goal, a couple assists. Yannick hasn't scored recently, and now he's back in the scoring again. So I think there's still a variety of players, though. Every team has the guys that lead in scoring for their team, but I still think there's a large variety in our team. Jacob Koking, Rafa scored some really great goals in training today, so I think there's plenty of guys that can help us out on that end.
All right, so you mentioned Theo Jukic. He scored on an amazing through ball by Yannick Schad in the opening 2 minutes against CSU Pueblo. So talk to us about him a little bit. Where did you find him, and how did you get him to come here to MSU Denver?
Yeah. So we met through some mutual people we know, and then we started Skyping and FaceTime with each other, getting to get to know one another better and better. Looked at some film on him, and Teo's had a little bit slower start to the season than we anticipated, but he's come on strong, and this is definitely a good time of year to be coming on in your game. And that was a great build-up by our team, changing the point of attack. Teo's movement off the ball, the quality of ball that Yannick played him. I mean, it would have been hard to miss that goal, I think. So Teo was very composed and very technical with it, and that was a great first goal of the game, and so early in the game. And we've had a few games like that where we scored in the first 3, 5, 6, 7 minutes or something, and so I think we've got that in us to hopefully keep doing.
So with 8 minutes left versus CSU Pueblo, one of their players I think he got confused with the sport. He thought he was playing American football and hit one of your players pretty hard. So, he ends up getting, the red card, and they lose a player. So how did that kind of change things for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, we had said actually to change things would be the wrong thing to do. So we felt like there were still things that we set out to accomplish in the first half, some benchmarks, and we hadn't hit those benchmarks. And regardless of whether they were playing with 10 or 11, we still wanted to hit those benchmarks. So, there is an element that you want to start managing the game at some point, but with so much time left in the game and the score still being 1-0, we kept saying it's way too early to be thinking about sitting on the rest of the game. You need to still continue to try to hit the benchmarks that we set out to do for the game. We played some quality soccer, and we were in charge of the game in the second half, and certainly being a man down is always a benefit to that team. So that was fortunate for us, but I felt like it was the right call. I don't know that we got lucky with that. I don't think we had to help the referee that much. I think the linesman did a good job helping the referee. But yeah, it was pretty blatant. It was pretty blatant, and I'm really glad that Dylan wasn't more hurt than he was. And last year we had a similar incident that was away from the ball, where one of our guys had a concussion from an elbow thrown at him away from the ball, and we had prepared our team to think, it's possible something like this could happen again. We didn't know if it was for sure, but when it did happen, I felt like we were already prepared to know, okay, this is the type of game it is, and the referee dealt with it really well. So, and I'm really glad that Dylan wasn't hurt any more seriously than he was. So.
And he's a big part of the defense and of the offense. But you mentioned managing the game. What are the benchmarks when you're dominating the game against an opponent like CSU Pueblo, who isn't as strong as other opponents?
Yeah, you got to make a complete game. You got to put the game out of reach, especially when you get a man advantage, and you got to make sure they have very little hope. And I think we only conceded 2 shots on goal that game, and 5 on the weekend. So if we can continue to score 2+ goals a game and only concede 5 shots on goal, I think we've got really good chances of winning.
Yeah, and get the shutouts. That's definitely going to help you guys get far.
So you guys got 3 shutouts in 3 games. The defense is playing very well, and James Tanner is looking like an all-conference goalkeeper. So how excited are you to see the defense mesh so well so far?
Yeah, from day one we said to win in our region, we need a strong concept of team defending. And when we get our team concept of defending, not just like the goalkeeper or backline players, and by the way, I hope many other people think James is an all-conference player, because we do.
Yeah.
You know, we do for sure.
He's made some big saves in most of the games.
He's quality, yeah, he's quality. And coming back his first year after being off 2 years from injury, he's making great strides. But when our concept of team defending is strong, like, we're good in the game. We're really good in the game.
All right, Coach. Well, that's it for us today. We want to thank you so much for coming out on the show.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys all season.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just 4 more games in order to get the RMAC standings here. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, don't go anywhere because we have a soccer player coming up next.
The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference is committed to sportsmanship.
We take pride in the conduct of our student athletes and coaches.
And ask that everyone, coaches, athletes, and spectators, treat opponents and officials with respect.
We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team.
Unruly, threatening, or obscene behavior will not be condoned.
Thank you for your cooperation and support.
Everything's gonna be just fine. Little darling, you keep on walking, 'cause I ain't never gonna leave your side.
As kids fall in love with sports, our universities are working every day to keep college sports safe, so you can watch them play with a little less worry and a little more joy.
I'm Emily Romer, junior defender for the women's soccer team.
Find Alexi Marr, the tallest player on the pitch, and it's gonna be a goal. Emily Romer with that header.
And you're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
I'm Cassie Fisher, senior defender for Metro State women's soccer team.
And coming in, nice job there by Fisher.
You're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
What's up, guys? Now, I know before the break I said we had a soccer player, and I didn't even mention his name, so that was kind of rude. So this is Danny Bautista. But before we get to him, I'm going to remind you guys to download the Rowdy Rewards app. So every time you come to an event here, if you come to the Coach's Corner, volleyball games, if you guys want to watch Danny on the soccer field, just come in, download the app, and then check in. Make sure you get some free gear. You guys get to win some cool prizes. I know Eric is working for that hoodie over there. He's checking into the Coach's Corner right now. So don't forget to do that. And now we welcome in Danny. Thanks for being on the show with us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So congrats on the wins this past weekend. In the last 3 games, you guys had 3 shutouts and 9 points. Is this men's soccer team playing the best soccer they have all season?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that. The thing that really sticks out with them 3 wins is our defending, our team defending, the effort every guy is putting in on the field. I think that's the thing that really sticks out is our team defending. So.
All right, so talk to us about Theo Jukic. He scored his first goal against CSU Pueblo, but he's had a big impact in the games when he comes in. He's very skillful. And also talk to us about Niels Romberg, who has had most of the goals of the team and has had many assists. So what are your thoughts on those 2 players that are making a big difference on the offense for you guys?
Well, starting with Teo, I mean, he's a fantastic player, you know. Yeah. And this past weekend, you know, he improved his game a lot. I mean, we really needed a guy to stand out, and he was that guy for us. I mean, 1 goal, 2 assists. I mean, he really did pick it up. And with Niels, he's a strong player. I mean, have him up front. I mean, that's all a midfield could ask for. Just him to hold the ball up for the midfielders to run underneath and, you know, grab the ball off him. I mean, both of those guys, tremendous players.
Yeah.
So in Sunday's 3-0 win over CSU Pueblo, you got your first goal of your collegiate career. So kind of tell us what went through your head after you saw the ball hit the back of the net.
I mean, my reaction says it all. I was so happy. I ran to the bench, you know. I wanted to celebrate with them. I mean, Coach has been blabbering about how together, that we're going to do this together, and I felt like it was the best thing to do is celebrate with my team, which is together.
All right, so you played on the Coach Tittle for 3 years already, and you've been in the program for a few years now. And Coach Tittle mentioned that this is a different brand of soccer from the previous 8 years. So to you, how is this brand of soccer different than the previous years?
It goes back to what I said before, defending. He's established that rule from day one, and I mean, he enforces it every day, so it's pretty much defending as a team.
All right, so enough with this soccer talk. Let's get to know you a little bit.
Soccer's life, you know.
So you're from Denver, so tell us why you decided to go to school here at MSU.
I love the city. I also didn't want to leave home, so I mean, I wanted to be close to Mom. I didn't want to leave her and her cooking, you know. That's always a plus, right?
And it also says on your bio at roadrunnersathletics.com that you are studying criminal justice. Is that still the plan, and what do you plan to do after that?
Yeah, that's the plan, criminal justice, minoring in psychology. With criminal justice, though, I've always, you know, liked to become a detective and whatnot, but there's many doors.
Yeah.
So my plan right now is I'm still deciding what to do, but I feel like there's just one thing that I really want to go into, and I want to explore it more. So, I mean, there's still a lot of things going on in there.
And do you want to stay here like in Colorado, in Denver, or where do you want to go with that?
He can't leave his mom's cooking. Of course he's going to want to stay here.
Well, I mean, as I get older, you know, I would like to explore, you know, find out what great opportunities are out there. So maybe, you know, that might be a plan.
Well, Danny, congrats on the big wins this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thanks so much for being on the show. And before we sign off of here, let's tell you guys what's coming up this weekend in Roadrunner Sports. Tuesday is a busy day in the MSU Denver world. We have our monthly Roadrunner Luncheon that will take place at noon at Brooklyn's, which is located right next to the Pepsi Center. Bring just $10 and have a great meal while enjoying some season updates with the MSU Denver coaches that are in season. Then at 7 p.m., head coach Jenny Glenn and her squad will take on one of the top teams in the nation at against Regis at the Auraria Event Center. Our Roadrunners fell to the Rangers in the conference opener, so they're looking for a little revenge. So get your butt out to the game and support our volleyball team.
And Danny Bautista and his men's soccer team will be on the road this weekend. First, they'll head to Salt Lake City to battle Westminster College on Friday at 3 p.m. Then on Sunday, we'll venture to Grand Junction to take on the always tough Colorado Mesa at 2:30. The women's team will also be on the road trip in its first fighting against Western State in Gunnison on Friday at 3 p.m. On Sunday, they'll head down to South on I-25 to take down on UC Colorado Springs at noon.
The volleyball team will head on the short road this Friday and Saturday. First, they'll take on nationally ranked Colorado Mines in Golden at 7 p.m. Then it's 8-1 Colorado Christian on a Saturday at 5 p.m. as Coach Glenn battles former Roadrunner assistant Bobby Blanken. Both matches should really set up the playoff seeding with the regular season coming to a close in the next few weeks. And we wish our cross-country team the best of luck in the RMAC Championships this weekend. It will take place this Saturday in Chandler, Nebraska, so make sure you wish them the best of our Twitter account at Metro ST Sport. Head coach Trent Mack would surely appreciate that.
All right, so Danny, before we head out on our show, what are you looking most forward to on this road trip and on these next 4 games?
Get all possible points, you know. There's still a lot to play for, and I feel like the way we're playing right now, I think we can do it. So all possible points and a lot of soccer to be played.
Yeah, and hopefully host an RMAC game or get that first round bye, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Danny, since you didn't decide to leave Colorado for your mom's food, I'm expecting a plate of her best dish next time you're on the show, so don't forget about us. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for today's episode. For Coach Annie Van Wetzina, Coach Jeremy Tittle, and Danny Bautista, I'm Celeste Zubia. This is Juan, the hater of the day.
Okay.
We will see you guys next Monday here at the Tivoli Tap House.